Hey everyone, so this video is a WinterRose's Nose fragrance review for the new Escada release, Cherry in Japan. In the video I'll be sharing my thoughts about the scent, my experience when using it, what it smells like, but I'll also be comparing it to last year's release, Summer Festival, and a release from 2013 that was very popular, Cherry in the Air. I'll let you know if either of these are a dupe for the new release, Cherry in Japan, or if they compare at all. If you're interested in the video, please keep watching. So with Escada, they will generally make a limited edition fragrance release around a summer type scent each year or so. I've been collecting them for a very long time, so if you do have any questions about the older scents that they've released, please let me know. Just leave a comment, or if you're interested in an overview video, let me know that too below. This particular release is Cherry in Japan. It was technically released in 2021, at the very end of 2021, but it's only now becoming available in stores in a lot of the places, so we'll count it as a 2022 release. It's an eau de toilette, and it's considered to be a fruity floral scent. The notes are a top note of cherry blossom. So it's not an actual cherry note, so not a sour cherry or a candied cherry or an actual fruit cherry at all. It's more of a floral note, so that pink cherry blossom scent. The heart or middle notes is just jasmine is the note in the middle, and the base note is tonka bean, so a more smooth vanilla note. Some people say they smell cherry in this, but that really wasn't my experience. I did get the floral notes, but I can see how people would say that it has a cherry scent in it. Sometimes cherry and cherry blossom can get confused, but it is definitely more of a floral scent than the fruity scent. When I initially sprayed the scent, so in the first 30 seconds or so, I do get a hit of a fruitiness in it, even though there really isn't a fruit in there at all. But the cherry blossom does come off a little fruity when I first spray it on my skin. That disappears quite quickly though. So after that initial, say 30 seconds to a minute, it turns into a nice floral fragrance. I get the cherry blossom at the very beginning, so that more light pink floral note, but quite quickly after that it turns into jasmine, just pure jasmine. It throws quite a tropical scent on my skin, and I almost smelt like a frangipani smell, even though this doesn't contain frangipani. It was definitely the jasmine though, and that's what stood out the most on my skin. It complemented the cherry blossom, but in my case, it overpowered the cherry blossom scent. And it smelled quite tropical. And I don't mind that though, because I enjoy jasmine as a scent, and I quite liked that. I could smell the creamy sweetness of the tonka bean, but it wasn't very strong. It was quite a subtle kind of grounding scent that almost made the florals a little bit more creamy, a little bit more smooth. It's an eau de toilette, and the longevity of the scent is fairly weak to moderate, I would guess. You could say. You get a few hours out of this. It's not a long, powerful fragrance. It does last a bit longer on clothes, but as far as the skin goes, you're probably looking at anywhere between 2 and 3 hours, maybe less depending on how it reacts. But I've got about 3 hours, but pretty much after I sprayed it, say within 15 minutes or so, it did become a scent that was quite close to my skin. So the projection or sillage, so the way that people smell it around you, is very low. So it's quite a close fragrance to wear if you enjoy it. But other people may smell it, but it's not going to be a strong one. So if you don't like really strong scents, that might be a good thing for you. Otherwise, just reapply. So how does it compare to the other scents? I know a lot of people, they hear cherry in Japan and they're like, yes, cherry. Finally, we have a dupe for Cherry in the Air, or a re-release. Sadly, not really. It does have some similarities, and If you like this, you may like this, but this is definitely more floral. So Cherry in the Air had an actual sour cherry note in it and raspberry notes. It did have some florals like I think it was gardenia and orchid, and marshmallow note, which is similar to the sweetness of the tonka bean. But as far as the scent goes, they're close-ish, but more like cousins. This one, the Cherry in the Air, also had a mandarin note to it. So when I spray Cherry in the Air, it is a lot more fruity. So that sour cherry, the raspberries, the mandarin scent really comes through on me. And I find Cherry in the Air lasts longer. Not a significant amount of time, but it does last longer. So Cherry in Japan is definitely more floral than fruity. And Cherry in the Air is way more fruity than floral. And you definitely get the cherry note, whereas in this you get the cherry blossom note. For that reason, I wanted to compare it to last year's release, Summer Festival. Summer Festival had the cherry blossom note in there as well. It also contained a middle note of jasmine, but it had another note of like a mandarin or a bit of a citrus note to it too. And at the bottom of this, the Summer Festival, it was a sandalwood scent instead of like a vanilla-y, creamy kind of scent. This one is the strongest out of all three for me. It's Summer Festival, and it also lasts just a little bit longer than the other two on my skin. I think these two are more similar. You get the jasmine, you get the cherry blossom. This one also has that citrus hit, which I smell quite strongly. So if you like this, but you wanted less citrus note and it to maybe be a little bit lighter, you might like this one, the Cherry in Japan. Also, if you like Cherry in Japan and you wanted it to be a bit stronger, a bit more fruity, Summer Festival would be the way to go. Are they dupes? Definitely not. Are they similar? Yeah, but I think Summer Festival is a lot more similar to Cherry in Japan than Cherry in the Air goes. So I'm sorry for everybody out there who was hoping that it would be a dupe or really close to Cherry in the Air, but for me it simply wasn't the case. So my overall thoughts is that I am glad to have this in my collection. I do like it. I think it's a really nice, pretty floral scent, and I like the jasmine note in there, which is a good thing because it was the main note on my skin. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would. They're fun scents. I enjoy the Escada scents. They're fairly affordable. They're not the cheapest fragrance out there, but they're certainly not the most expensive. The hardest part, at least for fellow Australians, is actually finding the fragrance. So if you're overseas, it might be a bit easier to find it. If you're in Australia, if you find it, you might want to give it a sniff. But if you're a fan of the Escada scents, then I think this one won't disappoint. But just don't expect cherry. Even though the name says cherry. It's more cherry blossom. As long as you go in with those expectations, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's just fun, light, floral, and I really liked the scent. I hope you enjoyed the review video. If you do have any questions that I haven't answered in the video, please let me know in the comments below. And if you have any requests for other videos, please also let me know that too. I hope you're all having a fantastic morning, afternoon or evening, whatever it may be, wherever you are, and I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.